here. Let me give you one more shot of this. And a quick health check on a few of them just to see how they're doing. So if you're new, welcome aboard. To all the new subscribers, a massive thank you. Hey guys, here we go, mixed bag. Good majority of the small ones, and then these are going to be the last that I go through. If anybody does want, gone for good. Good evening, ladies and gents. Fingers crossed you can hear us this week, and welcome to Thursday Night Live. I hope everybody's well and had a good week up to press. Please give me a quick thumbs up in the comments if you can actually hear what I'm saying this week. I hope so. If not, we're going to do a game of charades, so it'll be we'll go with a game of charades instead. Yeah, hope everybody's had a good week. It sounds like you can hear me. That's good. That's good. Brilliant. Smashing. We can hear us. Matt will be with us. He's running a little bit behind. Obviously, busy time of year for him now with everything he's got going on with his gamekeeping and such. And Rick will be joining us at some point as well in the very near future. If anybody has got any questions or any topics or anything they would like us to have a natter and a chat about, please do type them down in the comments as usual, and make sure that you stick them down in there with a little question mark on the end. Fingers crossed we shall be able to identify them from everybody else's comments. Got a good evening from Anthony. Thanks very much for joining us, mate. An evening there, or a Vince from Mark Giles. Evening, folks, from Stew Pot. We got a thumbs up from Vince so you can hear us. Sounds good to me, bud, says Mark. Hello. Yes, hello, Gaz from Elizabeth. Thumbs up and another thumbs up there from Stew Pot. Evening all. Evening, mate. Thanks for joining us. Very laggy, mate. The lag won't be my side. The lag must be your side. I am not responsible for that one, and there's very little I can do about it if there is. I am getting lag, though, too, on my system, which is weird. Video sticking. I'm going to go for a refresh on the old YouTube and see if... Yeah, it is, isn't it? Hopefully, fingers crossed. That should be all right. We'll have to see. Sounds good, but picture's lagging. The lag side should be down to either StreamYard or YouTube, mate, so there's not much I can do about that one. At least you can hear us. Anyone else freezing? I've just said same. Felt a little bit cold, so just been and put a jumper on because I were a bit cool myself. Let me know if it settles out and it starts coming level again. Fingers crossed it should do. Yep, lagging massively. Evening all. You keep freezing, guys. Video sticking, freezing. Hi, guys. Sounds good. It wasn't me. It was a technical team. Hi, Vince. Massive lag, guys. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let me know if it doesn't change, guys, and if not, I'll try refresh. But I will do a quick speed test to make sure it's not my side, but I don't think it is. Oh, we'll find out and make sure and double check. Well, just so you can see, guys, it's 100% not me, as that there is coming in. My internet connection right now at present is 805 Mbps, so definitely not my side, guys. It's something that must be coming through, and there's my upload speed of 930 odd, which is what I'm sending this to you, which is nearly a gig. So definitely not my side. It's going to have to be a YouTube issue, so I apologise, guys. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it sorts itself out. Give your computer a good kicking, guys. No, I'm not doing it. There we go. Plenty fast enough there. It's not my side. It's got to be something to do with StreamYard or YouTube. So fingers crossed it sorts itself out. Was better last week, guys. Thanks very much. Evening all from Eric. Keith's freezing from Trucker. Chris. Give your computer a good kicking. No, it's too expensive. Too expensive to give him a good kicking. I do want to say one thing that I have done and I have changed this week. And whilst Rick is literally about to join us right now this evening, look at that, sporting a fresh new spiky two-tone blue and bit of a purple type.
Going on, mate.
Brown going on with the hairstyle. Look at that. Oh, mate, I've just been catching up with some of the fish that you were selecting through. In Vince's latest video. My God, there's some nice bodied fish there. They put some good size on, haven't
they? Yeah, done well.
Would you like to air a little bit more about what you were saying though, about the fact of Tosai and Nisai being what they were and what you was going on about? It's people buying and picking up and purchasing 15 cm fish, which are actually Tosai pushing into Nisai or Nisai over, and then the ones that you've got there were Nisai, but you're considering them small Nisai or jumbo Tosai.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's a threshold, isn't it? It's a Japanese term, and obviously people used to go out once a year and buy fish and sell fish.
Yeah.
So it's now carried over to people that are going out in February buying Tosai, quarantine them, hold them, and that same 15 centimetre fish is being sold in August, September as a Tosai when they're going out buying the Nisai.
Oh, so, mate, everything's coming to test us here. Apparently we've got a big, let's try that.
Got an echo going on.
Yeah, it could actually be my side because I tried everything to get the mic to work last week and I may have turned. Yeah, we do. Everybody's just been saying, but I've just done a speed test. It's come through as 900 megs. Right, that's that one done. Reduce. No, I'm just getting a little bit of technical background from the live telling me exactly the same. I'll try editing your mic settings again. How's that, guys?
Testing.
Has that got rid of it?
How's my end?
Yes, I can't hear it now. I can't hear it, Luke. Fingers up, guys. Thumbs up if that's got rid of it. And then hopefully, yeah. There we go. I think that stopped it because I can't hear it anymore. Good evening, everyone. For all those that are in and coming in, not late. I'm not saying just joining us now. Thanks very much for joining us. No, you're not late. We got a good evening there for Rocket Boy. Evening all from Rob Fox here. Can hear Rick twice. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Right, we've got a thumbs up. That's got rid of that then. We got Paul Murray says, good evening, everyone. Si's give us a thumbs up. Oh, Si, I've just seen your new video. And I'm very interested in watching that one to see what that one's about. He's got some Helix, I think, and then he's also got some mountain tree product, and he's saying which is the best, gives the best. What do you call it?
Performance.
Yeah, but in the sense of friendly bacteria growth wise and all that kind of size, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to have a watch of that, mate, and have a see on what's going on. And Vince, I will put on, I did skip through on the video. I will be going and watching that through as well in full so I can see some more of them. But mate, the Heat Series one, that's it. Nightification. God damn, my brains have gone to shit today. I've had a, ladies and gents, it's been a stressful month, but for all those that have been sending support, condolences and everything else. I would just want to say massive thank you. I did pass on messages from the vast majority of people that had sent best wishes to the family. I passed on those messages to likes of my dad and such, and told him that, you know, even the people that watch my channel are supporting us and wishing us all the very best. So thanks very much, guys. The funeral went absolutely perfect. We had a great day, as best as you could possibly have. You couldn't have asked for a better turnout of people and for everything to go as it should do. So thank you very much for everybody that sent the best wishes. Fingers crossed, we've caught back up with the speed. You've got good sound and you've got no echo. So there we go. Yeah, what I was wanting to say was I've made a change. And I've had a lot of mixed comments from people. Some of the people have said it's not been the best. Some said the fish have been a bit offish with it. Some said after a day or two or a week or two, the fish have really switched off. But I'm going to tell you what I've done, guys, and I'm going to be completely truthful. I've switched from Sakiakari, which was Sakiakari balance and colour, and the fish responded well to it, and they put good growth on, and they reacted quite well to it when I was feeding them. Now, I've given them a little bit of a respite, and by the time that Daniel had managed to get the food, not meaning you'd was delayed or slow, thank you very much, mate, for your fast and prompt delivery, because it literally came a day earlier than what I expected it to. So that bit was absolutely fantastic. There's nothing I can do about it, Craig. It's the internet, and it's not my side, it's YouTube side. The delivery of the food came, but that meant that the fish had, I would say, maybe 2.5 days, pushing close to 3 days, with pretty much next to nothing. And by which I mean they got a good clear out, and the fish were 3 days is nothing, really. End of the day, they were doing a lot of grazing, which meant they got rid of all the blanket algae or any form of small algae that were growing around the edge of my pond. And I think basically they had a good clear out. Emptied the gut out, nothing left in them. So I thought the best thing that I can do here is go in with the first day's feeding and go sparingly. Give them a little bit, and then later on in the evening, give them a little bit of an offering again. And I've stuck to, up to press, to 2 feeds per day. But my God, I could expect them to be kind of ravenous on it the first feed. I'm thinking they've not had milk for a couple of days, they're going to be hungry. But it's not changed. The way that they're reacting to that food when it hits that water has been far more responsive than any other food that I've ever fed. Completely. I've never seen them react to that point like splashing up to the surface on water, like they're going nuts for it as soon as the food. But I thought, well, this is because they're probably going to be as hungry as what they are. But day 2, exactly the same. Day 3, exactly the same. Day 4 has been exactly the same. Day 5 has been exactly the same. So I'm going to start increasing the amount that I'm feeding them come the weekend, and start giving them a little bit more, and introducing them a couple more feeds and giving them a couple more extra. But I'm pleasantly surprised with how they've reacted. The fish haven't been on the bottom. They've been actively seeking. They've been looking for food. The minute I've gone out there, they've been rushing to the side of the pond, ready for eating, as well, or as, if not better than any other food that I've ever fed before. A proper surprise. Some people have said they've gone off a little bit, or they've dropped down, or gone down lower at the bottom of the pond and not been that geared up on it, or not been that full on it. But what's your take on that, Rick? What I mean, I know you've said that you've been happy with the food.
I've quite like the food. I think what you've done is different to what most people would do. The fact that you kind of starved them and then started feeding them a smaller amount, so they're going to be climbing out of the water regardless.
Yeah.
Had you just gone in from Sakiakari at 300 grams a day to Nutrimare at 300 grams a day, I think you'd have seen something slightly different.
Yeah.
It does fill them up. There's no doubt in my mind the conversion rates on it are really good, but the amount they want to eat of it isn't what they do with sake akari. It just isn't comparable. And I mean, the sake akari in the food trial this year, I've literally finished 60 kilos. I'm going to have to buy some more for that. That pond's going to probably be pushing 70 kilos, which is double the food fed on any of the diets last year. And they're climbing out of the water for it.
For me, Rick, with somebody that's not got heated water and not got those temps where they're going to get that fired up as much as what you probably could do with, 24, 25, 26 degrees and feeding 6 feeds a day with sake, I would expect them to be acting a little bit different. I don't think I will ever get that type of scenario that you're getting, where you've got them in the polytunnel or that extra heat. The more geared up for it, the more switched on for it. But I don't know if it makes a difference with giving them. Well, not so much by choice. I ran out sooner than what I expected. Prior to that, there was feeding well, and I thought it'd last me longer than it did, and it didn't. So I ended up running out, and they got like a 2.5 day without anything. They had a little bit of a feed in the morning. Obviously, there were no at lunchtime, and obviously nothing at all at the evening. 2 days, literally with no on, and then going straight into them and feeding them, but slowly building them up, giving them just a little offering, and then another little offering, and then each day I've given them that little bit more per feed. I think it's brought them through quite well, and I'm not really. Yeah, they seem pretty happy with it, mate. And I'm well impressed with that. It's a bad thing.
I've got no. I think for the price point, it's the best. Obviously, we sell foods and we don't sell Nutrimer. But I think for that price point, it's probably the best food. It is different from the first time I used it. The smell of the food and the smell of the tunnel and the smell of the water was incredibly distinctive. And it wasn't garlic, but it was an essential oil that was really strong. And it isn't there anymore. And they haven't changed it. But for whatever reason, it is slightly different. Just from the smell of it, from using it.
Well, in the past, when I've used it at a place where I worked, it had a distinct smell to me, and I could smell that smell. And I thought, when I opened the bag, and I thought, that don't smell the same as what I remembered. And that was my first initial thought, Rick. I said I have it out in the tub in the filter house, in a big, airtight sealed tub, a proper sake akari tub, to be completely fair. And then I've separated it out, so I've got some in house, but I threw it out there for Tamasaba. They've smashed the hell out of it, and they don't normally respond to it. They normally, sit back a little bit and wait till I've come in or out before they feed. And they've been straight up on it every time. As soon as it's hit water, they've been straight up to feed. And I can't really say it's because it's still massively warm, because here in Huddersfield, it's not been that massively warm for these last 3 or 4 days. So temperatures have definitely dropped, but yet they're still responding. I would possibly say better than what they would do for me, my fish, than what they've been on sake akari. But they've not been on. The difference being, Rick, I was using balance, not growth. And I've seen a difference when feeding balance to growth myself. And when you're feeding growth or colour, they seem to just go nuts for that stuff. But Nutrimare, I'm well impressed so far. Up to press, I am impressed with it. And I'm happy with what they're doing and how they're feeding. We're just going to see how they do and continue. Other thing.
Honestly, the Munga Tunnel has been on their colour food. I have used other bits and done stuff, but generally that's what they're on, and they've done well on it. They've taken it well. But the thing is, obviously, they might not have changed the ingredients, but obviously when you source natural oils, or you get difference anyway. So as much as the ingredients remain the same, some of the ingredients might change in their strength or aromas or whatever. But it's a good thing. I've got no qualms with that price. It's
the price bracket, Rick. I've bought fish food at that price before, and I've thrown it on pond whilst blending it in with what I was using prior, and the fish have just left it, just completely ignored it at that price bracket before.
Yeah, it's just what it is, isn't it? It's not the cheapest food out there, but it's certainly a lot cheaper than the dearest food out there.
Yeah.
that's
So far, Daniel, I will say, mate, I'm well impressed, and I will slowly increase it and slowly build up their intake and get myself. And the reason Craig has put there, have your parameters spiked? No, mate, they haven't. And the reason why they haven't spiked is because I've gradually built that back up, because I didn't want to go straight in there throwing tons and tons and tons in, because I've been warned that it's a slow, steady race when first introducing it by Daniel and by other people. Take it steady, persist with it, and keep moving. But I were expecting to see the fish looking a little bit like they're not all that happy with it. But that's not been the case up to press. So, fingers crossed, everything's still... But I will say this, Rick and all. I had a UV bulb blow. Now, my water is a little bit more greener than what it would always normally be. And I also think that I'm seeing a definite difference in fish coloration. They look to be more vibrant and popping. The Benny looks better. Sumi looks better. Sarodia looks better. And I'm just wondering if they're more happier now, seeing that they're swimming around in a little bit more of a tingier water than completely translucent, gin clear. Might just be coincidence, as these two things have been joined together at the same time. But yeah, my bulb blew about a month ago. And to be honest, I just can't be asked to take all filtration system apart to put a new bulb in. It's not too bad. It is progressively getting a little bit worse. But I would imagine if I put a new bulb in, matter of days, it'd be right back to where it was. I just need to go pick one up. But I've been busy fishing on a weekend instead and just letting filter system and pond do its thing. And then up to press. Fish seem happy. I've got no flashing, no flicking, no dicking about, no parasite issues. I've got clears on scrapes. I've got good results to food, and I've got good results to fish looking a little bit better. All the freak might be coincidental, but it's hard to tell. Everything seems to be, at present, I'm not saying it, but
it's going smoothly.
Yeah, and I do. Well, now you said it instead of me, so hopefully shit shouldn't hit the fan. But I do think things for a change for a good while. It's been a good while since I've had a pleasant summer for keeping fish, because last year and year before were fucking hard and I was struggling to get on top of parasites. But I've got there, done it, got rid of them. Maybe not all of them, but to the point where I don't see a single fish flashing or looking irritated or pissed off. They all seem happy. They're all cruising around and they all seem to be doing well. And I don't know if it's just myself or me looking, but I tend to watch them a lot from bedroom window because you get that good overall, over-down view on them all. And I said, look, I'm pretty sure fish are growing. Not massively, not crazy, but I do believe that I've actually put some size on them fish this year. I do think they've actually bodied up and put some size on. So
if you couldn't grow them this summer, with Saki calories,
something wrong, mate.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's been an amazing summer for growing temperatures. So those people that have got ponds and the right fish and whatever have seen massive, massive gains.
Yeah. I won't have seen as much gains this year as what I have last year, and that's because I haven't had them on the feeder. And I haven't had them on the feeder because as much as everybody likes to push fish, I'm not that big at pushing them. I can't afford to keep pushing them and pushing them and pushing them. So my way of looking at things is I give them the best that I can. And if we still get gains, we get gains. The gains aren't going to be as good as others, but my fish are happy. I'm happy. Fish are doing well. That makes me happy. So up to press. Nice one, Dan. I'm appreciating it, mate. Everything, fizzy pop. Everything so far looks good, although it might be a combination of 3 or 4 things, but who knows? I mean, fish are going to be happier if they've not got no parasite issues. Fish are going to be happier if they're getting a bit of green water, feel a little bit more protected, obviously, less spooked. They don't seem to dart away as much. Fish are happy on the food and they're eating well. What more can you want? Bit more clarity, but that would be for my benefit, not for the fish. So... happy days.
Sounds like you want it.
Well, so far so good, Rick, and that's what I will say. So far so good. Right then, Sean's got his first question in. Which question, please? Are the Tosai from Sakai at 58 cm true Tosai, please?
Potentially, yes. And that's that. And again,
I didn't know where that were going to go.
yeah, no. So it depends. If you're buying them from them, they will have a date of birth, and yes, they will potentially have fish at stupid sizes at 12 months old.
It's doable, Rick. Isn't it?
Yeah, with the right genetics and the right setup and whatever, whether it's necessarily whatever, but if you want to get a fish to 95, 100 centimeters, then
by the age of
couple of years,
3 or 4 year old,
yeah, it's pretty important to do it early doors.
You've got to be doing it. You've got to be getting that. Yeah.
I think if you're buying a true fish that's 12 months old at 50 centimeters and it's a lot of money, and then someone else is selling a fish that they're basically using a Japanese term saying it's the same age at 15 centimeters when it's a year older, it's just, Sakai Fish Farm, any big expensive fish will be certified. You'll know the parent and the date of birth.
Yeah.
So there isn't an issue with cheap little fish. I get why it's done, and at what point do those fish become, that term from Tosai to Nisai?
About
they don't give them monkeys. They grow the fish in the summer. They don't sell them in the summer. They sell them as Tosai in the spring, and then the following autumn, they're Nisai. But those same fish they sold in the spring are still being sold as Tosai in the autumn. But that's, yeah.
It's getting a bit warm now. Yeah.
It's so easily dealt with, isn't it? Born 2025. Last year's spawnings, whatever you want to call it. It's just, I don't think anyone's lying to make money, but I just think it's a term and it confuses the crap out of so many people.
Yeah, it does. It does. Are we still getting lag, guys, or is it running better now? Is it running smoother? I'm hoping so, because I can't tell on my side. It seems to be running all right on my side, but I don't know 100%.
Right. A bit on me. Your vocals are right. But...
Well, you keep freezing on me too, but I don't know if that's StreamYard. But if it is, guys, I apologise. There's no that side of things I can do anything about. Si from up north, Koi Pond said, is it a bad thing if they aren't wanting to eat as much, if the conversion is there and you are feeding less?
This is exactly the argument, or not an argument, it's exactly the point I made with Dan. So the first time we did a food trial with his food, and I'm saying they don't want to eat as much, he's like, oh yeah, but they don't need to eat as much, which is fine. And the conversion rates are amazing. But if they won't eat as much, but they're still converting it well, they're growing well, but they're not growing as well as the fish that are eating another diet more, it's a linear graph. So by the time a year's up, there's a big difference. And so yes, you can save, and this is what's going to be really interesting with Saki Akari. The amount of food they're going to have eaten, I cannot believe they're going to convert it in the same manner, because the weight of fish coming out is just going to be astronomical. So if they haven't, you're feeding a very good food and the fish are doing really well on it and their appetite on it's massive, but they're not converting it anywhere near as well. So basically you're paying a premium for a food that's actually not converting it into end product. The fish look great on it and they're mad for it.
Yeah.
But this is the whole point. Well, unless you do,
I mean, that'd be a real kick in ball,
wouldn't it? Same fish in the same environments on different, you can then get a true, you can say, I'm not saying one's better than another, but you can say, well, if you're on a budget but you want the fish to grow, this diet, you can get a kilo of growth for 10 quid. This diet, it's going to cost you 40 quid.
Yeah. It's a bit of a kick in nuts if you're paying the premium price but not getting the conversion rates, but you pay half the price.
It's not all about conversion rates. It's about colour and skin and
100%, mate. To be fair, it's not just all about putting size on a fish, is it? You want the fish to look equally as good, not to lose Benny, not to lose Sumi, or to develop that that good skin condition and giving them good bone structure and everything else. There is more to it. I get it and I appreciate it, but if you're a hobbyist and you're only wanting, you've picked what you think is a very nice fish and you just want to get some size into that fish, then the cheaper with a good conversion rate proven and is working and doing so, that's your line of route, surely to God, isn't it? It's got to be.
Well, this is the whole point. It depends. It's all to do with what you want, and at the end of the day, it's no point pushing fish if you want pretty fish that look really nice and sparkly. We proved that the Chinese food, the Dajiwa food, they were the best looking fish of the bunch. They just were so far behind in terms of structure and other elements. But if you've got a smaller pond and you want smaller fish for showing or smaller fish just to look popping, that's the food to go for, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's the whole reason of doing them. And given it's not about a winner or a loser, it's just about this diet can do this with this age fish in this environment. This diet will do that. It will cost you this amount or that amount. Yeah, I think that the difference in the cheapest diet we've used this year and the dearest is going to be over £1,000 just for the one pond of fish for that one feeding window or one growing season. So for someone that's on a tight budget, that's just an extra £1,000. It's just not in the realms of it, is it? But for someone else that's buying top end fish, it's not even a consideration.
No, if you're prepared to put that price into a fish in first place, then your pocket's normally going to be able to continue to maintain a fish of that price bracket by feeding the best that you can give them anyway, isn't it? So it's not even going to be something that you would even give a second thought on, is it, really?
No, but there's some people out there that will feed cheaper fish on a very expensive food, get the best from them, and there'll be other people that will pay a lot of money for fish and then give them a poor environment, because that's just human nature, and that you'll find every difference out there. That's just what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Right. Everybody's saying I'm still lagging. I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to refresh my page. I don't know if that'll drop me off or not, but if it does, Rick will still be here and he'll be doing a little bit of entertaining, and I'll give him a quick little bit that he can help and talk about while I do it. Then I'll jump back in and join him. So still be able to hear what's going on. Evening, gents. Planning a new pond build, half in the ground and half out of the ground, with the ledge and marginals. We'll be having plants. Will having plants affect what treatments can be used if required? Will treatments kill the plants? And on that note, I shall quickly refresh and jump back in, and I'll let Rick just pick up and give his opinion on this, and then I'll jump in with him when I get back. See you in 10 seconds.
Yeah, plants in a pond, not ideal. If you want bigger koi and whatever, they will do a lot of damage to the plants, digging them out, doing all sorts of moving pots about. Most treatments won't affect the plants, but salt will. So if you're going to use salt in the pond, your plants aren't going to like that. You're much better off if you can putting the plants in baskets that are attached to the side up on the surface of the water so the fish can't get out. Because as soon as you've got a marginal shelf that's yay deep, every koi in the summer is going to be in there. So I like plants with ponds, but not necessarily in ponds. That makes sense.
Yeah, salt's not good, is it, with your lilies and such? Lilies, anything more than 0.3, the lilies seem to die off.
None of the plants and that's one of the things too. If you're going to have a mixed pond of fish or whatever, then plants are fine. But if you want good koi that are going to go to a good size, plants become really difficult.
Yeah. Are there any treatments such as like fluke treatments or, PP or Costia treatments or anything like that? Do they affect plants then?
No, not really. I don't think there's any. I think salt is the only real one that you've got to have an issue. And then some of the bacteria, like the blanket weed treatments, will affect your plants as well. People seem to think because you've got plants, you're less likely to have blanket weed. It's the opposite. Blanket weed loves growing off plant roots and round plants. So, yeah, be warned.
There we go. Right. Well, I've got one more thing, but it might mean me refreshing again. We've got one more thing I can try, and hopefully that allows it to work. But if not, then I've done everything I can possibly do on my side. So bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Oh, he's off again. At least we can hear him this week. Don't know if that's good or bad. Who knows? I'm gonna have to get look at that. Cleaned up. It's like Matt with the fly.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Apologies, guys. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That is the last thing I can do now. I can't try it. And did you have a fly on your lens then?
No, I was joking. I was doing a Matt. I was.
Fingers crossed. That should be better. And that's the last thing I can do. He says confidently. Can't see as it being anything else. That's everything that I have that would have been causing any form of anything being an issue. Right, let's have a see what this one says from Paul Cunningham. Rick, now you have done a couple of food trials, can you read the ingredients and have a good idea of what food will achieve? Of what that food will achieve?
To a point, but we're always led down a path that some ingredients have to be the main ingredient and some don't. I'm not entirely convinced that's true. Fish meal is as alien as feather meal or horse bean meal or anything else to the fish. It is one of the easiest ways of growing fish, and that's why it's been used in fish foods, because it was such a waste product that was easy to use 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Now there's issues around sourcing it responsibly and all the rest of it, and we live in a world where there's people starving, and then you're taking away good food for pets and whatever. It's the big companies have to, especially the big companies in Europe, their hands are quite tied on what they can use and how much they can use. So it should be really. So there's so much talk about. The two main ones is like feather protein meal, which is in a lot of the diets, which doesn't sound great, but it's as alien as fish meal in terms of the fish. It's not as good as fish meal, but it's a waste product that can be utilized to some degree. Brewer's yeast's another one. That's.
Yeah, I know you've mentioned
how alien could that be
actually
to fish? Someone out of a brew.
I think that's probably more alien than
either of the actually all pet foods and fish food. The best fish foods use quite a lot of it. It's an amazing food additive that's a waste product from another industry. So they keep searching, they keep looking. The old one was a soybean protein, which is good protein, but it's hard for fish to digest and ecologically and environmentally a bit of a disaster as well. So
So in another 20, 30, 40 years, we're going to be screwed on what we're going to be, or what people are going to be feeding and could feed the fish.
No, because I think the way technology works is you find enough different ingredients that are either waste products or abundant, and you create a diet that's acceptably good from it.
What's your opinions on insect meal?
It was supposed to be the groundbreaking, revolutionary fish meal, and it should be the most natural.
I mean, that's most natural thing, isn't it? Really, insects dropping and landing on the surface of a pond, whatever, then feeding.
But the big manufacturers are now taking it out of their diets because they can't get it in the right quantities they need.
Plenty of fish in the sea, as they say. That's just it, though, mate. It's not, is there? We've been mass trawler fishing for so many centuries, or decades, should I say? I get it right. Decades and decades of doing it to the point where, I mean, if anybody is, I know I keep slipping back into this, and this is not, I'm not trying to push it, but if you've ever been sea fishing, when I were a kid, you could go sea fishing and you could go mackerel fishing off the East Coast, and you could bang them out by the shit ton. You could fill tubs up, and a lot of skippers, if you caught them enough, they would let you have your trip out there for free. You can go out there now and mackerel fish and barely even get a bite or barely even put any in. I know it's all depending on the run and how they come around the coast and you know around the world they run around in certain times, certain months and all that kind of thing. But they're not as plentiful as what they were when I were a lad. And that's just in my lifetime. The fish aren't as plentiful as you think anymore. I mean, cod and haddock, we're already starting to use different types of fish for the food industry, you know, for traditional fish and chips because they just can't catch enough of them and there aren't as many of them in the size that they're allowed to take anymore as what they used to be.
No, but technology, on one hand, is the downfalls. That the cod problem was they learnt where they went to spawn and went and caught them all.
Yeah.
And the same with the big shoals of herring and mackerel, and they got radar imaging and they can find the shoals and literally put 2 boats out and put a net round and take out tons.
Take the lot, yeah. Take tons and tons of them out.
But that same technology can save those same species by saying, well, actually, you can't fish them where they're spawning, you can't do this, or you leave them alone, whatever. But when you come down to your pet food, your fish food or your dog food or whatever, then obviously technology will help you put your waste product from your bin in a few years and do something else and create food from waste. It's scientifically, they know what needs to be in there. It's just how you get those things in the right quantities in a usable manner. I don't know. I mean, fish meal is just kind of the holy grail because it is so good. But there will be companies out there that are working hard and will find a good replacement that, might come from chicken farming, might come from beer brewing, might come from what other waste products. It's going to happen, isn't it?
Well, there'll be some changes at some point. As Sean's just said there, what are Coppen's going to use now then if they're not using insect meal?
So a lot of their protein now is horse bean, which is broad beans. So broad beans, peanuts. So there's different legumes, peas, nuts that have got phenomenal protein. You know, they got some great usages, but it's getting one that you can produce at the right volume. You can access it. Obviously, they buy their ingredients in from around the world, and if everyone starts buying like soya beans, that was great until the whole world started eating soya beans, and suddenly they take so much water and land, and so much insecticide and everything else to create that product that they're an environmental nightmare.
Somebody's Paul was just saying, what was it, Paul? Hang about. Yeah. I watched a fishing program and the trawler took 400 tons in one go. And that's one trawler.
You laugh. Those factory boats take it and they take it out and freeze it and process it, and they land with the big Russian ones and whatever, land with hundreds of tons of fish.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling. But the technology helps them. They know they can find the shoals. They know the depths. They know the grounds. Yeah, the fish ain't really got.
How things have changed. And again, I suppose at some point or some time it'll all change again and things will become,
But if we don't look after the planet, then no one else is going to do it, are they?
Well, this could go down a whole different route of being. We could have another guest, couldn't we? This young lady likes to talk about the planet and tell everybody what they need to do.
We'll get Greta on.
You knew exactly what I meant. Yeah, well, we'll have to see if anything does change in the near future. See if they do adapt other products and other things. And I mean, what's the main, Dan? If you don't mind me asking, what is the main ingredients in Nutrimare 360? What's the main ingredients in Sakai Akara?
They're both fish meal. They're both fish meal. So the new, virtually every good high quality koi diet, the main ingredient is fish meal, and then the second ingredient will normally be wheat flour or a binder cereal product, and then all sorts of other bits and pieces go into it. So Nutrimare and the new Keegan range are all, they like putting labels LT71 or whatever. Sounds crazy. It's just low temperature fish meal. So basically what it means is it doesn't come from low temperatures. It doesn't come from anywhere else. They just take the fish meal and they treat it at a lower temperature, 70 degrees, 71 degrees, to sterilize it, but they keep the nutrients in it. Whereas most fish meal, you just cook up a lot hotter to sterilize it. And also you lose some of those essential bits and pieces. And then also you get different types of fish meal, but then you start going down like krill meal will be banned if it's not already banned, but the Chinese food use a lot of it. Squid meals will be banned. So these are all products that are good, but actually can you source that ingredient consistently, responsibly in the environment we live in?
What about like places? I mean, I don't think it's too many years ago. Over in China, they were talking about they got such a mass surge of jellyfish that the seas were just rammed with them, millions upon millions upon millions of them. And they were saying that they were going to start having to include them into everyday diet so that they could cull the numbers and get rid of so many. I mean, sometimes when sea conditions or water conditions get so perfect, one particular species seems to, boom, doesn't it? Goes crazy and explodes exponentially from the normal standard breeding and growth cycle of them. And could they not use something like things like that to put into it?
They can, but it's the cost of obtaining, processing. I mean, stuff like a lot of jellyfish have got toxic elements to them, so it's almost impossible for a cheap fish food to use something that product's going to cost so much to harvest and process and get into a powdered form to put into a food. It's just not going to happen, is it? But yeah, seaweeds, I mean, kelp and stuff, that's used.
Yeah.
That's used a lot, but it's also used a lot in human foods and in human cosmetic products and paints. So the demand for the kelp's quite high, so the price will stay high. So you have to look for whatever you look for. And obviously, if you're producing trout foods or salmon foods or koi foods on massive scales, and you're buying in all your barley or wheat, and suddenly you have a drought, and the barley price is treble.
That's going to be the case again, isn't it, this year? Because crops are going to be absolutely battered by the amount of drought we've had this year. Again, with 16 or 17 heat waves in a matter of months.
But this is all stuff they got to put into. So they got to be able to get the ingredients at the right price, process them to create the diet, to sell the diet, and they'll see. Yeah, they probably every company out there probably knows the best dietary requirements for the species, almost to the point of it will be exactly the same diet that all produce, but they can't get the ingredients either through laws or through prices or through whatever. So they have to change stuff. And if you've got 1 billion banana skins from the banana skin factory over there, if you could use them instead of letting them rot and turn into liquid waste that's in the river, if you could use all those banana skins and turn them into part of your diet for pigs, fish, whatever, then surely that's the world we live in today, because that's just how it is.
Yeah. Rob's saying there, the Dugas is a massive substitute in foods. And then Daniel's throwing in big words like this to try to see if he can catch me out. What's your thoughts on hemoglobin meal?
It's caught you out, Z. So basically, they'll use blood products. So from slaughterhouses.
Yeah, well, I thought hemoglobin's from blood, isn't it? So
yeah, so basically a waste product from slaughterhouses, be it pigs, cattle, whatever, is blood meal. Blood meal has been used in fish foods, animal foods, whatever. But there's laws about going into the human food chain. So you'll have blood meal won't be allowed to be fed to ruminants or whatever. So if you're going to eat the pigs, they won't be allowed to eat certain products, because let's say there's mad cow and all the rest of it. And
that went quite bad at one point, didn't it, when they were doing that kind of thing before, and we all end up Yeah, digging loads of great big holes in fields and burying thousands of cows. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What would be the next thing? Vince says that's it. We'll all end up feeding halibut pellets and boilies.
Yeah, but there's even halibut pellets aren't what they were, and boilies. Basically, the main ingredient of boilies is semolina and soy flour, which is soybean and wheat. You can term it whichever you want, but semolina and soy flour is the main ingredients. And then they add fish meals and they add bird seed and they add whatever.
Well, I can say this much: the boilers that I were using this weekend were absolute dog shit because I blanked twice, 2 days in a row. I even had to take our Brandon's rod off him so I could catch a roach, just so I didn't blank completely on both days. So I was there with 2 rods out and absolutely nothing, but I still enjoyed it. It's still good fun. Can't beat a bit of black pudding. I got to admit, Marek, 100%, mate. And we on that, and a lot of people proper turn the nose up at it, but yeah, I've never tried white, but I do like black pudding with a good old.
You've tried white pudding?
I've never tried white pudding. No, I've never tried it. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is either. But I've never tried the white. But I knew that would get a reaction like that. But I actually do think it's quite nice. But it's got to be cooked right. I don't want none of that sloppy shit. It needs to be firm with a little bit of a crisping to it, and it's nice. But yeah, technically, it's not good.
To be fair, what we should all be doing is farming snails to feed our fish, because that's probably the most perfect diet for them.
Mate, I'm laughing. Then, if that's the case, I've got, as soon as it rains here, I have thousands of them in garden, and every now and again I have to scoop all their empty shells out of the bottom of the pond because they just suck life out of them and eat them. So.
It is the natural diet, isn't it? As long as they ain't full of slug pellets or whatever.
Well, that's it. That's why I mean, my neighbours don't use them, either side that I know of, and I don't use them because obviously I don't want to risk dogs getting them or sucking them up or eating any of them either. And I've just normally pick them up and throw them into next door neighbour's garden. Then they come back and say, "What do you do that for?" About a fortnight later, but. That's the only thing that I do to discourage them from being in garden. But I have when it rains here, you see there's 1 minute there's none, then there's like 50 or 60 of them are going across garden. But there's always that one that's just small enough to fall fruit netting when it tries going across top, and can't chase them around and proper love them. So yeah, what's the worry, Rick? I mean, slug poison, yes. Or snail pellets or slug pellets, whichever. That's a definite worry. But so many people turn around and say, "Oh, you're going to get parasites. You're going to get flukes from them. You know, bird shit in your garden." Is there any real? Is that a thing?
No, it's one of those myths that certain flukes life cycle, like the eye fluke.
Yeah,
it does involve snails and it involves birds. So basically, the snails get eaten by the fish get eye fluke, become blind. The heron eats the fish. The heron then shits out the fluke, and it goes round and round, and that's part of it. But that is not the same sort of flukes you get on your fish. That's generally.
Do we have that type of parasite which basically makes the snail's eyeballs swing around a bit more, and it makes so birds spot it, attract it, eat it, then the parasites switch to bird, then don't they? Then they shut them back out.
I think generally.
Do we have that over here in UK?
No, I don't think we did. There is. It's just one of those life cycles that then people think there's flukes. You get kidney flukes, skin flukes. So basically on fish, you get skin and gill flukes. That's the only thing you're really worried about. But in farming, eye fluke, kidney fluke, liver fluke, there's loads. And obviously they become a real issue with sheep, with cattle, with whatever that you're farming intensively or on the same ground year after year after year. With fish, it's just a bit of a nonsense, to be fair. The most 99.9% of the time, if you have a problem, you've introduced it with a new fish or it was already there and you've exasperated it with poor water or whatever else.
Yeah. Or missing it, treatment's not working or being too slow to react.
And to be fair, most good ponds would still have low levels of stuff in there and the fish deal with it.
Yeah. I think once you're not the numbers back enough, Rick, then your fish tend to be. I mean, I've always said it before, and at present now, I don't know which fish it is. I don't know if I've necessarily got that fish anymore. There's normally one that triggers your issue, but up to press, everything seems really active, really well, up, moving around, swimming about, feeding well, and everything. I don't have that one fish that you think something not just right with you, and that's the first time in a long time that I haven't.
Like a sickly Sid.
Yeah, yeah. The sickly fish that seems to just continuously keep reproducing your problem and knocking it back out there. Every time you think you've got on top of it, it looks all right for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden it's looking like shit again. I mean, I've got one fish which I got from which came from the Polish koi farm, Ishigigoi, which was gifted to me by fucking hell, Jeff Lees. A brain fart then for again. Gifted to me from Jeff Lees. Now that looks to be losing a little bit of pigmentation in a few areas in the center of the scale, but the outer of the scale looks like it's all right. But you know, it's an older fish, not as good a quality bloodline as some. Not saying it's, you know, I'm not saying no bad, but I do believe a bit of the Benny is dropping off. But it's quite a full-bodied pattern, so it might not be such a bad thing if it got a little bit of a break here there. It's whether or not it continues to fully drop off. But the one that I did pay good money for, and the one that I mean, that Benny's gone completely. I mean, it's not even a nice black and white fish. It's trash. It's a good bodied fish, got a good profile, good body shape to it, but pattern wise is utter dog shit. It's crap. Benny completely gone. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. But it's a healthy fish, Rick. It's just not that appealing on the eye as what I liked when I picked it. But I mean, that happens, doesn't it? But it's two fish. One fish that's lost Benny, one fish that's pushing probably up to 5-year-old now and starting to lose a bit of Benny. That's the kind of thing that you can expect. It's at its best. It's on the way off the other side of the peak now, so to speak.
Okay.
Happens, doesn't it?
Time to move on. Yeah, I mean...
Well, I won't move it on. I'll just turn it into a bigger Shuramuja. It'll stay. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered about the fact whether, if, you know, there's other fish in there with Benny, if that one particular one loses one, it'll turn into a big whitefish or a patchy fish until such time as it becomes completely white. But, you know, it's a nice fish. There's nothing wrong with it. Body-wise, shape, and everything else is pretty damn good. It probably seen its maximum in size. I don't think it'll get any bigger, but what's that saying?
Basically, that's the story of two types of koi keeper, isn't it? The moment a fish is starting to go wrong, you've got koi keeper A, that fish is out the door. And then you get the bulk of people that have koi, they'll keep it regardless. Because it's one of their fish, isn't it? And it stays.
To be fair, Rick, that's always been me. I'm not going to show. It's not my thing. I don't want to do it. So if it's a healthy fish, all right, I might have lost. To me, I look at it as two ways. What is it? The optimist rather than the pessimist. I will look at the glass as being half full. I get two fish out of it. One, it were a kahaku, and then it'll become a shuramuja. And all right, the other one was a goshki sanke, and now it's just a oh my gosh, because it's it's neither one or the other. But I won't get rid of them because at the end of the day, there's no wrong with them. They're healthy fish and they're doing well. And all right, call them pond fillers instead. It's a big old space to replace a 60 cm fish if you took it out just because it's lost a bit of Benny.
Hey, just the difference between different people and horses, of course.
Yeah. If I was showing, I could understand the people doing what they're doing and thinking, do you know what? That fish, I've shown it for the last 3 years and now it's Benny starting to drop off a little bit. I'll move it on, but I'll tell those people this is the reason why I'm doing it. I can completely understand it. And then wanting to build that next fish up to take its place. You always want to be keeping those fish, you know, running up and replacing what's dropping out. I can get that. But for me, I'm a fish keeper first and I enjoy them for what they are, pets. And that's the difference.
And I think you're in the camp of the vast majority.
Yeah,
But
I think there's a lot more that do that than the other way.
a lot of like the magazines or the stuff geared towards the koi hobby is that topper echelon of people that are, and that's great. But obviously, there's a lot of keepers out there.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, Rick. I'm not. I can complete. I mean, I could. I'm as much as anybody else. I can appreciate a beautiful fish, and I can understand somebody thinking real estate in a sense. That fish being in there when it's starting to lose and not as good as it was is taking up food and space where your next fish could be coming on in. So I can get it. It should have, like, a retirement pond for them to move to. But for me, the what I've got will stay and remain until such time. If I lose a few, or whatever, as sometimes it happens, I will allow that to be what it is, and then I will replace them. But with a better eye, pick something better that will hopefully last longer. Hopefully. I mean, God, I've got to admit, Rick, I'm kind of wishing I had a bit more room in the pond, because some of the stuff I've seen what you've been pulling out, and some of the stuff I've seen what you've got down on farm, I'm so damn tempted. But I have got an outlet, because I've got a father who's, he's had a couple of problems with the herons and stuff like that, and he's had a few fish with issues. And between me and him now, we're keeping and looking after his pond as well as I'm doing mine. So I do have a little bit of an outlet where I can palm a few off. Like, for example, the Hiatsuris, mate. God damn, there were some nice Hiatsuris in that bowl. What were they, 10 or so in there?
Yeah, 9 or 10 come out. They've done quite well, yeah. But they were only in there. They weren't the best ones. They were just put back there because they all had little marks on them where there was too many fish in there before. So they just went back in and ate the food and took up the space and got bigger. So now they're out. Hello, Matt.
Good evening, Matt.
Good evening, all.
Oh, shit. We could be having another one that's lagging. I'm still lagging like hell on my second monitor.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know why, but I am.
Put the birds to bed then, Matt.
Yeah, the birds are all tucked up in the bed, and they can stay there till the morning.
Till the morning. I'm coming past yours about 9.
Yeah. I'm not doing tomorrow morning. I've cancelled. Well, not cancelled, made of arrangements, so I'll be here anyway.
Do you want to
Rocky Boy says, "Hi, Matt. Good to see you on."
I sent you a message earlier on, yesterday, and you haven't seen it yet.
Me?
No, Dave.
Oh, Dave. There you go.
What's the haircut then, Rick? Is that a new one?
It's my blue and red and white. I've gone tricolor.
It's a total. I mean, when I seen him, he were kind of like flicking his hair and what have you on Vince's because he were wet through. And I was like, God damn, that's another different colour.
So there we go, for it. Last festival of the year for me, so that'd be it. Chop it off.
Yeah, I can't see the colour on my screen, but all I can see, it looks like one of the dinosaurs, the one that's got the great big bone at the front of his head.
A Spinosaurus.
Spinosaurus.
Oh, you mean the one now?
Yeah, the little short, not the short one. He looks like a rhino, but with a massive big.
Hang about. Be careful where we're going here.
Got a big prick on his head.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, we're going right there. That's where we're going. Cost of fish meal and high-end milks have gone through the roof over the last few years. And a nice comment from Paul there says, "Hi, Matt."
Yeah, when I was driving back, I heard one of the questions, and I might have misheard it. It was a question about the 56 centimetre toe size.
Possibly.
And it may have been the way the question, I took the question differently to how you took it.
What's that? Miss that.
Spin it on their head. Could you buy a 56 centimetre Tosai in the UK today?
Could you? Potentially not, because there wouldn't be one that had gone beyond the date from when they were spawned or whatever. But what they're saying is, and like Momentero are doing monstrous Nisai as well, that they can get at 12 months old fish to 55 centimetres or whatever.
Yeah, and I get that.
24 months old, they can have fish to 70 centimetres. They're doing that. That's kind of those fish are coming with certificates from when they were born, and it's kind of part of the argument I was having. You know, I've got 15, 20 centimetre fish that are 12 weeks old that are Tosai. And then we've got people selling fish that are 15 centimetres that have come from Japan from last year being sold as Tosai.
Being called Tosai. But that was my point, because
I mean, I'm a bit on the. Or call me a negative Nancy, but I'm a bit like I'm calling BS on that for being 56 cm being Tosai. By which I mean, all right, they want to class them as Tosai because of the terminology that they use. But if what I think of as Tosai being 12-month old,
I think they're doing it. This is
really?
Yeah. So Momentero with the Kamui bloodline are doing 75 centimetre fish by 20 months old. So yeah, it's doable. I'm not saying it should be doable. I'm not saying but that's in those conditions and done like that. Yeah, I mean, they're not being funny. Our grown show last year at 6 months old, the biggest fish was 42 centimetres. So that's not a very big step for another 6 months growth to hit 50.
So
I see him a week of 52 weeks a year. Yeah, I suppose, Jonathan, really. I mean, when you break it down like that.
Yeah, and they are.
It is doable, isn't it? Because you can push a cm and a half to 2 cm a week in the right conditions.
So in the UK now, then, right, spinning right on its head, technically speaking, you can't buy any Tosai in the UK now today.
No, but this is where the terminology gets a bit lost. So every dealer knows that their Tosai are from last year. That's what they are, aren't they? But at what point those dealers change over and go, well, actually, I'm now buying some Nisai from the same farm that the siblings, you know, and it's just, why not just say they're from last year? These are last year's spawnings. It's 15, okay? It's 15 centimetres. It's not as big as it should be because it's been held in an environment and whatever else. It is what it is. And you can only buy fish from Japan, realistically, in the winter. Whether you go in the autumn and buy your Nisai, whatever, or if you go in the spring and buy your Tosai, you're only going over there in that period buying your fish. Because that's when they harvest them and sell them and whatever else. But
a question for the viewers watching then. What's your opinion? Do you think is it something that you're all aware of? Although everybody that's watched Rick talk about this on here and he's watched Rick talk about it on his farm, talking about date of birth being the year it was born, month, etc., whatever, being how he would like to see it being as, or some companies out there that are putting them out and selling fish that are Tosai, which really are borderline pushing to 2 and sometimes 3 years old. Does that bother you? Is that something you're aware of? Or is that something that this is news to you and something that pees you off? Or is it something that you think's the norm?
I don't think it's done generally.
No, I'm not meaning, I'm just wondering what people's opinions are.
They're buying young fish. If you're going out in February, you're buying, like Matt's stuff in his tunnel. He brought them in February. He's grown them. See, Matt's grown his rather than just held them. So there's a difference. So his fish, what yours between 25 and 45 centimeters?
Yeah.
So they're kind of a realistic Nisai size. So when you sell them in your event next week, whenever it is, week next week. They're being sold as fish you brought last year, whether you call them tosai. So technically, you're selling the same fish that someone else.
Those fish that you're picking up and you're selecting through were spawned. So you're picking up January, Feb when you're over there selecting and picking them green. They were spawned March, April, the year before.
Yeah.
So although they're not fully 12 months old, they're fucking damn close to it, aren't they? And then they're being sold for a whole season over here as tosai when they're not. So
I kind of get it. They are up until to a point.
February, March again.
Well, yeah, but you can go beyond that. They're still kind of tosai beyond that because they're not fish that have been grown on. They're fish that have been brought as tosai. But this is the problem. At what point do you call that dealer that's selling a 20 centimetre Krashigoi in September, calling it tosai because they brought it tosai from the winter and it's from the year before, and the same fish on that farm are now being harvested at 60 centimetres as Nisai. They're identical birthday. They're the same fish. At what point is that line drawn? And is that fish still got a good, it's 15, 20 centimetres when its sibling is 60?
Yeah.
Is it? And that's kind of, Matt's are slightly different because he's grown them. And you get different, like Marcus grows some, he holds some, he does different stuff. But at the end of the day, why have all the confusion?
Yeah, I mean, but when you say Matt holds some and grows some, I mean, what do you class those fish as now, Matt, when you're selling them?
Well, they are Nisai, yeah. 100% they are.
They're last season's tosai, which basically they're this season's Nisai. But they're in the realms of where they should be. They're not quite, they're perhaps not as big as the ones from the farm where you brought them, but he's not selling them at the same price as Nisai would be if you brought them.
See, Colin's saying there, to a degree, mate, I reckon you could wet this and say, well, that's why all fish should be certified. Yeah, if they came with a cert for when they were born and all right, then the better fish could also be certified, but of a better graded quality, so that that additional information is there, from whatever bloodline, blah, 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 blah. If all fish technically do come with certs, but as Vince is saying there, certs don't really much. But certs have become a joke, God, Colin.
Yeah, but you don't need certs. All you need is a dealer to say, I brought these in February. They're tosai from last year. They've been quarantined and held. This is what they are.
But also on the breeders, there'll be dealers out there that will say that they are from one breeder and they're not. They're from another breeder.
But that's one of the very few 90% of the UK dealers don't race fish. I'd go with that, mate, as well. I would, I'd agree with that. There's not a lot of them that do grow.
But this is where the danger of saying what the age of fish or whatever. So you can come into our shop and you could buy a 20 centimetre fish, potentially, that's from this year, 12 weeks, 14 weeks old, from last year, or even the year before. And we'll tell you what it is. But if we would then just to call them all tosai, there's a massive difference in those fish's future potential if you wanted to get them big. A lot of people don't. I think it's, for a lot of people, they don't care. They look at a fish, they like it. It's a young fish, it's going to grow. That's kind of it.
Size put, the question is, why does it matter if they're labelled as tosai or young Nisai? What realistic difference would it make just by the koi for what it is? Surely. I agree, mate. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're buying it, but at what point does it switch from the tosai to Nisai in price as well, though?
Well,
you should buy it for what it is, but what he's saying there,
as well, aspects of quality to it price-wise as well.
But what he's saying there, what difference does it make? Well, it makes a big difference. If you're buying a 20 centimetre Gimring Krashigoi from a jumbo bloodline that you want to grow huge, that has now missed an entire year's growing, but you're buying it thinking it's a year old, but it's 2 years old, and its siblings are 60 centimetres, they're 10 times the weight and size. You're never getting that back. So if you're paying good money for a fish,
or you buy a fish
a year older than you think it is, then it does make a difference.
Yeah, it's true potential for growth.
Or you buy 2 20 centimetre fish, one that is a Tosai and one that is a Sanzai, and you just paid 500 quid each for them, what's the Sanzai going to do when he's the same size as a Tosai at 20 centimetres?
Stay pretty for years. Who knows?
Like Colin's saying there, would you not part with 1K for a dog if you never knew where it came from and its parents and the date of birth? I mean, that's like in the same principle, Colin. It's like going out in it and buying yourself. I've got a German Shepherd pup, and you bring it to Short Family, and it's a full-grown fucking dog, year old. It's only 4 months old, so it's just a pup. It just doesn't work in any other thing, though, does it?
But even with the dogs, so I know examples of people that have got 4 dogs and they will breed those dogs, and on the paperwork it'd be actually one of the other dogs that hasn't bred that he'll be using because it's got a better KC. So certificates even on that do not mean diddly squat.
Yeah, well, there's no one regulating the truth of it, is it? Unless you're doing DNA testing and whatever. I'm just, at the end of the day, if you like a fish and you buy it, it's fine. And I've got no issue. It just makes a matter confusing when it doesn't need to be confusing.
Would you not see those potentials in the koi though, with its structure and its skin quality, etc.?
You might see, yeah, but the point is, you're buying what's now become almost a run. Yes, it will grow, but if your dream is to grow a 95 centimeter fish, and you buying this 15 centimeter Tosai that you've been led down the path to believe it's 6 months old, but it's 18 months old, and it's already a whole year. You're not gaining that year back. You're not going to get that fish to that point. Why are these farms growing 50 centimeter Tosai and 70 centimeter Nisai? They're doing it because that's the way to get them big. If you hold it back and lose an entire summer's growth, you are not going to get.
You've lost that potential to get that mass.
Yeah,
and you're always trying to play the catch up and the chase, and that fish will never reach that potential that it could have done, that it should have done in its first 12 months.
Yeah, you're basically paying all that money for those genetics that have then been completely non-used for the period when it needs to use it. And then, yeah.
So in your opinion then, Rick, Japan being Japan, all our major import of fish come from there. Do you think the industry over here in the UK needs to change the structure in how they're doing it and how they're selling fish? Do you think as a koi farmer and a breeder that the way you're doing it is the way that it should be done? If that sounds right.
I would say it's the way it should be done, but it's no skin off their nose to turn and just.
Do you think it'd be detrimental
to
turn around and say that this is an 18-month-old fish, not actually a 12-month-old Tosai? Do you think that'd be detrimental to them for sales?
On one hand, maybe, and on the other hand, probably not. Because if people like the fish, they'll buy the fish. And generally, if you're selling a young Nisai as Tosai, well, you're still selling at the same kind of money. It's not. I don't know. It's one of those.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's really hard.
Just simplify it. It's just why use a Japanese term that confuses it? It just makes it sound. These are Tatagoi, these are Tatashetti, these are Tosai. It's just bullshit that baffles people's brains and make them part with cash when they don't.
Yeah, the term Tatagoi means it's their very best of the best. Why are they in a bag being sold to us over here as Tatagoi? If they're the best of the best being the Tatagoi, they're keeping them over there to grow them on in Mud Pond. They aren't the Tatagoi.
They were probably they probably were Tatagoi, but then
they may have been. They're probably the reject
selection.
Yeah, which means technically they're not the Tatagoi. But it's happened so much. There's so many little tweaks that get used and get terminologies that get stuck in there to manipulate the pocket, in my opinion.
Yeah, partly. Everyone's learning, aren't they? So the whole industry in the last years have come on leaps and bounds. People buying the fish, the amount of information out there, but just simplify it all, isn't it?
Unless you're paying big money, Rick is right. We're getting the runts. Jeff.
But unless you see all the fish from the spawning, okay, you go to Izmir and he produces the best Yamabukis on the planet, and your dealer says, I've got these Tosai from Izmir. They're the absolute mutts nuts. But you find out after you've paid 500 quid for this 15 centimetre fish that it was the smaller one from the batch to begin with, and now it's lost a whole year's growth. So its siblings are 65, 70 centimetre fish, and you shelled out a shitload of money, which you could have bought said fish with, but it's never going to achieve. For most people, it doesn't matter, but for the person that does want to grow it big, it's never going to achieve that.
Yeah.
You're buying a small fish against its siblings that's not growing. Just because the genetics are big, they're only big for the top end. The rest will not grow. Why do we not see loads of meter-long kahakus from a meter-long kahaku parent? Because it's only a tiny percentage that can grow that big, and a tiny percentage have got any quality, and a tiny percentage have got a good pattern, and a tiny percentage. That's why they're worth stupid money.
The comment that I'm always amazed at, or that I don't often get, is who the breeder is. I get lots of, are they from Japan? Yeah. And that's it, the end of the conversation. I have that fish.
Yeah. And again, it's one of those, and that we get people who come in the shop, they're lovely, yeah. Are they Japanese? No, they're English. And they literally just turn around and walk out. You just liked them, but now you don't want to buy them.
This to me, Colin, this is something, forget the fact that I've worked in the industry, but this is something that's pissed on my chips from day one, because I know 100% that I've got fish I've bought from reputable places that are far older than what it was made out to be. And technically, even if I did have decent temperatures in my pond, which we don't get that many up here because it's not that warm, but those fish that I've bought and I've purchased, they never, ever, ever stand a chance on becoming half the potential that they could have done. One, because of my temperatures, and two, because they're way older than what they were ever made out to be when I bought them. Fact.
But it's not just dealers. The Japanese farms do it. They'll hold back.
I'm not pointing fingers. Don't think I am. I'm just meaning the fact that when they've come from over there to over here, sold as a toe side, but they're actually 18-month old, then how can you get the very best from your fish, even if, like you've said, even if you've got the capabilities, got the pond, got the filtration, got the food, got the money, got the perfect setup, you ain't producing what that fish should have done or could have done because of its age.
Well, yeah. That's just the reality of it, though, isn't it? But the flip side of that is the farms hold fish back to make them look better, and they're stronger for transit, for conditioning, and everything else. Because if you wanted to buy a fish in the autumn, a proper toe side in the autumn that is only 4 or 5 months old, to starve, ship, quarantine, and deal with that fish and put it through all the issue you got to deal with that is so risky that the farms don't really want you to do that. They'd much rather do it themselves and sell it the next year at the same size when it looks damn sight better, and they know it's not going to die on someone.
Yeah.
It's just not going to then potentially
the fish. Do you think there's lots of things like this?
If you just put these were purchased from this farm in February, they were spawned 2025, they were spawned 2024.
I don't think. I think if that was genuinely put across, I don't honestly believe that would put people off.
I don't know. 100%.
You still like the quality of the fish, and the quality is there, the pattern's there, the body structure's there, skin luster's there. I do honestly think that the vast majority of people that are fish keepers are not really into mass showing, because those kind of people that are after that type of fish, they're buying what they want to buy, and they're paying the big money for them, so they can get exactly what they want. I think for the vast majority of us out there, I don't think it'd make a rat's ass difference at all to the majority of people if that honesty part were there, in my opinion.
I don't think it would at all. It's just that those top end people, if you want to buy a knee side that's going to make it to a big fish, if it ain't 55 centimeters in the ultimate knee side, then
they ain't getting there.
They ain't even looking at it. It's not even on their radar. So you're talking about a fish that is 18 months old, and Nisai in the autumn is 18 months old. Let's not think it's 2.5 years. It's 18 months, and it's got to be 55 centimeters. But that is for that small group of people that want the big fish, that want that fish to become those big fish you see in Japan swimming around every breeder's pond. You see all those big 80, 90 centimetre fish. They weren't little runts that you see thousands of. They were the ones that performed.
Colin said it. Right, come on then. I ain't singling Matt out, but so everything before that was shit. So I'm singling you out, Matt. But will you, as a dealer, start and say what the koi he's selling are actually Nissan? If he did say,
I do not have any Tosai on my premises
Yet.
Yeah.
No, but you did actually turn around and say, didn't you? I've really, in fact, one of the last things I've seen him post on his group, I've really enjoyed growing these fish on from Tosai to Nissan.
Yeah.
And he'll enjoy it even more when he sells them at the weekend.
Exactly.
Yes. Are you coming, mate?
I'm out the door. I'm struggling. I'm having an argument with myself.
Hang about. Right. On the flip side, what percentage of hobbyists have the space, ability, and the wallet to raise those koi to large sizes? Just plain, yeah, 100%, mate. And I'm all for that too. You know, I will always go either side of any topic and say, yeah, 100%. The vast majority, mate, not a chance.
No, but you can
about 1%.
Yeah, 1%.
Instead of having 20 fish in your pond, have 2 and give them 20 times as much food.
Yeah, that works.
Now then, Matt,
Hide in the corner.
I'm going to let you tag team him now because there's something he literally just said there. Then, and I hope you heard it because he did slip that little comment in while I was talking at the same time. I think he were hoping for a flyby with you when you was talking about your event.
Yes. So, Rick.
Bombs dropped. Mike, boom. Be right back.
What have we done? What?
I don't know what he was on about.
All right. No, it's getting more likely. I was supposed to be taking Ezra to a weekend party on the way to Newark, but that's now changed and he's been picked up from here. So I don't know.
Yes.
No, it's not definite.
There'll be some happy people.
There won't.
There will.
Is it just Sunday?
Just Sunday, yeah. 10:30.
How's it a weekend event if it's just Sunday?
It's not a weekend event. Nobody ever said
Someone
it.
keeps telling me the special people get to go on Saturday and pick the best ones.
Do you know what? Yesterday, I had a gentleman come over and he looked in there and he went, yeah, I want that fish. And I was like, you're going to have to come on that day. And he was like, I can't. And I'm like, you can't buy it. The truth in it happened was that I sold a fish probably 3-4 weeks ago. And I went in there to catch it and it jumped over one of the jump guards that you've seen in about 40 centimetres all the way round. And by the time I got it, it was ruined, totally. And it was like, right, I am not doing it anymore. I'm going to drop all the water levels, transfer the water out into the tanks, and the fish can be moved safely that way. And everybody can have first dibs, as it were. Whoever's here on time and says aye straight away.
Hey.
You got parking attendants. How are you going to get everyone in?
In the field, the field's all sorted. We've got a drive in and a drive out, so nobody will get stuck. We got a lady at the top of the road saying this way and going like that. Hannah.
Pam was doing
You're the tester.
It's a good day. It was funny that I was like, whenever you do these things, you always panic, don't you? Are you going to get supported? Are people going to turn up and all the rest of it? And then over the last 2 or 3 days, I've had 4 people say about hotels. Where's the best hotel to stay because they're travelling down? So
Matt's hotel.
No chance.
Yeah. I don't know.
Look at that comment, Rick. And another one.
It was Kelly's cake that was.
Cake's coming, so you've got to go. I'm going to enjoy a little bit of pizza as well, guys, while we're doing this.
Kelly Kelly's cakes are cracking. You know, don't even have to say the
Oh,
word.
Kelly's cakes are cracking.
I don't have to say it. Yeah, especially the lemon drizzle and the carrot cake. Lovely and a special word.
That's it. Lemon drizzle, carrot
She
cake,
brought some to the National, which she was going to save it
cheesecake.
for the following day.
My three favourites.
We had that in our room that night.
I finished it for breakfast.
He did.
Yes. We can't let the cream go off. I don't know.
Top Chagger says this is the thing. There's people out there that want Japanese and feed them sake and all that. Yet they keep them in an unheated pond. Baffles me as they turn their noses up at English. Chagger, I mean, I've kept I've got English.
She
I've got Polish.
described you.
I've got Japanese. I fed sake, but it does make a difference, mate. I mean, all right, I've not fed growth, but I've fed sake because at the time I could get it and it was available. Am I going to continue to do? No, I'm going to try Nutrimare 360. But just because you keep koi in a lesser quality pond doesn't mean you can't appreciate having Japanese fish. I mean, sorry, Rick, English koi are good, 100%. And I will say that in the last 10 years, are getting better and better and better year in, year out, 100%. But that still doesn't stop the traditionalists, does it? The traditionalists that believe or want to or aspire to have Japanese fish in the pond. It's the mecca, innit?
Yeah, and to be fair, the Japanese fish are better. It's not make no bones about it, is it? It's the reality of it.
Well, realistically, Rick, how long would it take you to get to Japanese level? Realistically, can you do it in your lifetime?
Not where we're not. No, yeah, I could do it next year if I moved to Japan.
That's it. It's about where you're at, the environment that you're trying to do it in, isn't it? It's whether or not. But yeah, go with that one. Japanese versus English. Which would you go for? Let's have a list of them. Japanese, English, and let's see which is. Or should I do a poll?
Rick, do you think it's that you can't breed to the quality of Japan?
I didn't say that.
No, Rick did. But you can, but it's the numbers game, isn't it?
It's the numbers, I suppose, the whole shebang, and it's if I was to do one variety on the farm only, I would compete with a smaller Japanese farm for that variety. I'm trying to do 20 varieties.
Exactly. So
it's not. I'm trying to do as much as Marasay. So the only equivalent farm in Japan really is either a Gata or like Marasay that do like we do in the amounts of varieties. Yet we're doing it in their paddling pool in the back, and they're doing it in hundreds of acres of ponds and whatever. It's a different world, but we do some good fish, and we can supply those general people that want to keep koi in their pond with tough, hardy fish of whatever variety. If you want a good Tanjo shower, you don't come to us. If you want those kind of top-end fish, you don't come to us, dear. But we do some. I reckon we might win 70 awards at shows this year with our fish.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Rick. Honestly, I don't think you do give yourself as much of a pat on the back as what you should do. And I think, like you say, if you stuck to your theory, you could probably be up there on that par if you had all that space, all them lands, all them growing tunnels, just to one variety or two varieties, perhaps.
We could do. There'd be farms in China already that were competing with Japan because they've got the space and the facility and the financial power to go. Actually, we're just going to do Sankey from the Sakai bloodline, and they will match them. It's not magic, but it's a massive financial.
Can you not talk Sean into it?
What if in this country to buy the land, water? You're talking millions and millions. It just doesn't exist. We have to go to France, southern France, to do it.
I've often wondered that because basically bugger all in France, is there? But you've got the heat there.
That's the thing. If you got on the lower slopes of the Alps or whatever, where you've got the water, you've got the temperature, you've got the land, that's where you could start doing it. But you've got no market for the fish there.
Yeah, so all of them would have been exported out to the UK.
Yeah, you'd have to export.
Yeah, exactly. But you've then got to ship them, put all that cost involved. It's just, yeah, you might as well just buy them from China.
Yeah, what about that one? I wonder what percentage of people buy expensive Japanese koi because they are meant to be the best, then ruin them, keeping them in the wrong conditions. But by what do you mean in the wrong conditions? What is the wrong conditions for a koi?
I got an example on this one.
Here we go.
And I may be wrong, I may be right on it. I'll take it. Yeah. I'm really beating myself up over this one. This has gone on for about the last week. So about a year ago, I had a guy turn up. He was not labour, what do you call it, in the construction field. So there was a lot of cash element into it. Turned up and he wanted that one there, didn't care how much it was, one biggest, the best that you got, and bought and took them all on. And then never heard anything much from him last year. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's, Matt, can you come over and do some maintenance on the pond? I haven't got a clue. The pump's broken. Water's all gone green. And basically what he actually does is he has somebody go in there to clean his filter, clean his window, clean his pond. He's a chap of my age. No, actually younger. I keep forgetting how old I am. And I'm like, I'm bitter about it because I'm like, how can you have such lovely fish and have no freaking interest in them whatsoever? And literally, he hasn't got any interest. So a video he sent through today, he's got some baby koi in his pond that are probably about 3 inches, and he's only just spotted them today. How the hell? You know, that's not somebody that loves a hobby, is it?
Different, yeah, but different horses of courses, isn't it? And if you've got the money to go and buy good fish, and you go to somewhere that sells, doesn't tell him to go out, he ain't got a club, I'm going to sell him some shit, but actually sells him good fish, and he's got a good pond. Those fish will flourish into good fish. That's kind of what the genetics and stuff do if the pond's right. But the amount of people probably do go out there and spend more money on fish than their pond, so their pond might be overstocked, underfiltered, or whatever. So they spend £1,000 on a nice shower because it's Dainichi and it's really nice. And then a year later, it's complete crap because the environment it's kept in is not suitable for that bloodline of fish to perform like it should. Whether that fish was going to go wrong because it was going to go wrong, or gone wrong because the environment's bad. But there's a lot. It happens a lot.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that probably 100% of the people that are actually watching tonight are 100% passionate and care about the hobby that we're in. And I think, without question, because if you're not interested in the hobby, why would you sit there and watch 3 middle-aged fat men doing this?
Gaz ain't fat. What are you on about?
But
I would say for me that there'll be a few people, maybe not 100%, Matt, but there might be 95% of the people here that are 100% purist hobbyists, showers as well. But there'll be maybe 5% of people here that are either watching for the entertainment or to learn about what they're doing. God knows why, but you know, trying to get a little bit of information, trying to get a little bit of honesty out there. Because let's face it, there ain't many shows out there where you're going to get 100% true honesty, and you will always get it here. In my opinion, there's enough stuff that should be spoke about and should be talked about. And bits like this, when we're putting out this kind of information, is educational for some to a degree. But the vast majority of people that are here watching, I would agree, Matt, 100% are here because they are purists, love and enthusiastic to the point of love getting their hands dirty, getting the filters cleaned. There'll be those that have got the all singing and dancing filtration, but still want to be out there and still look the fish over, check them over daily, feed them by hand, feed them with a feeder and still go out and feed them by hand because they want that interaction and they're mad about the hobby and passionate about it. I wouldn't think there'd be too many of them that were here that would pay in.
No.
Service
this
all for them. I want to thought,
you know, I'm busy anyway, and to me, I'd prefer to go and see somebody that's struggling with their fish or their filter or their UV that's taken the time out to do that and ask questions, ask for my help and go and do it, to somebody that just can't be asked. You know, my pump doesn't work. What's wrong with it? I don't know. I haven't looked at it. Can you come over and have a go? It hasn't been working for 2 months. It was. And it's like, what?
Yeah, but that's different. We get people coming and buying fish, literally will come and drop a load of money because they're having a barbecue and they got some friends around and they want their pond to look nice for fishing. And you're like,
wow.
And you're like, well,
seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And literally,
I wouldn't have thought there were that many people like that around, but I mean, I would have thought that
people out there that will do stuff like that just for an event or whatever. They want it to look. You know, they want the Japanese fish swimming around. Oh, yours aren't even Japanese, or whatever. And that's you get those kind of scenarios, and it's not.
Would you class that as snobbery?
Well, it's snobbery, is it? It's just you get those kind of people.
Yeah.
Who? I mean, how many McLarens are sold? I don't know. You can't even drive them on our roads. You have to have special things to lift them up and down.
I guess it's the same. I guess it's the same people. Well, the same sort of situation with people that buy the fish for the shows. Not in the UK, not in the UK, but in Japan.
Does brushing your teeth on your tiptoes to watch the fish from the bathroom window constitute as being passionate?
100%.
It does. I think to me, I mean, like I said earlier at the beginning, I quite often go upstairs and think, oh, I'm just going to grab a jumper or whatever, maybe, you know, just get changed out of my work gear and find myself just stood from the bedroom window watching the fish and enjoying them, just seeing them swimming around, watching them cruising about, watching just to see how they're behaving, just to make sure, one, that everything's all right, two, that all my fish are still there. I mean, I even put mine up on a camera at work.
I was going to say.
I do it maybe twice a day.
How many people can notice?
I do.
That's what you do. It's what you do. If you've got pets or whatever, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, that's what you kind of. That's your interest, isn't it? And whether it's a mirror carp swimming around that you love to come up and see feed, and you just see a top lip go. High quality.
We are here because Matt Foster's.
Hi, Jason.
That was a good one. Like that one. Alan Tate says, agree with Paul. We used NFK churros against free Japanese churros, best skin and quality, New Forest Koi churro.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely banged it.
I reckon you would be quite well up there if you were just focusing on your churros. And maybe here series as well.
As well, Rick, how many times have you not held on to those fish that you should have kept yourself and grown on? How many times have you took them up to Sandside and yonder?
Very, very, very. We don't keep many. They got to go, haven't they? And yeah, it's a farm, isn't it?
On that side, we're so different. I'm like looking at my babies down the bottom, and I don't want to sell them, and I don't want to let them go. I want to see what I can do with them. But yeah, they have got to go.
They've got to go. Yeah.
This comment there from Pensioner Koi. Just bought free Jap Koi from Marcus. Not for where they were from, but to add to the collection, as I did not have this variety. I think that's most
perfect, and that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, that to me, that is the epitome of the average koi keeper, wanting one of everything. So he's got the full collection of his choice within his pond. Yeah. Whether it be Jap, English, or whatever.
You've got to like the fish in it, so you can have. It doesn't matter where the fish is from, really. If you like it, is one thing, or if you want quality and you understand quality, it doesn't matter where it's from. You know, if I've got a Shiro that's as good a quality as you could buy from anywhere in Japan, apart from maybe Omasako, then if you got the balls and the knowledge, you say, well, actually, I'll have that in my pond because that's that good. But you're not going to get a, I don't know, you're not going to get a Sankey from me that's as good as you can get from Sako Fish Farm. It's just not going to happen. Just
no, but what you're no, Rick. See what you're saying there is your best fish is not going to compete against Saki's best fish. Granted, agreed. But equally,
that were harsh, Rick, wasn't it? It didn't eat you in gentle letter, was it? Straight in.
But your best fish is going to compete against potentially a lot of the fish that are coming out of there as Tosa.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're selling tens of thousands of Tosa, aren't they? But that's the numbers, isn't it?
2 by 2, one of each, male and female. The arc. By the old Noah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's having the genetic parents to do it is one part of it. But having the environment and the facilities to grow enough and all the rest of it and the environment to keep them growing, that's where the big farms rule. Because they can, can't they? And you just can't. Even look at me, I've got 10 fish in my manga tunnel that are probably not quite where they should be, but not far off where they'd be in Japan for the age and the quality.
But
where am I putting them this winter and next summer to get the best out of them?
Do you not think that a lot of Japanese farmers are sat there thinking exactly the same thing about the traits of their fish, though, Rick? Do you not think that they're looking at them thinking, oh man, if we just cross this one into that one, and perhaps maybe you might get a little bit of sumi, or the Soroji might be better on this fish because that line might produce better with that female, just the same as you do with the fish that you produce.
Yeah, 100%. But
you're always
got access to those parents and the space to do it with, and the numbers are just mind-boggling.
Yeah, one in every 1,000.
So we'll do 1 in every 1,000. We can cope with that. when Sakurai putting out 22 million Sankeys to keep a couple of thousand good ones,
it's what I mean. It's a numbers game, Rick. It's not you haven't got the capability and you haven't got the brood stock there. It's just you haven't got the space.
Just a quick side one. What's everybody's next fish? What they would really like? What would you like to purchase next for your pond that you haven't got or you would like to have? Maybe you haven't got room for it and you're going to be making it as a later purchase. What would be your next go-to fish? Is it the new trend? Is it something you've not got in your collection? Whatever. Stick them in comments. Let's see.
Guys, going back on that last comment that you pulled up from Seska.
I wouldn't trust someone to look after my koi.
I totally 100% disagree with you there, Seska. Rennie is quite capable of looking after your fish.
Yeah, it's difficult because if you look after a pond 300 days a year, to get someone else to look after it for the few days you're away, stuff about where switches are, what pump needs this, what might blow off there, what's going to happen here. You try and tell them, but if they don't look at that pond for 350 days, and then you've got 2 weeks when you're away, like Matt said, within 12 hours of being away, this has stopped. That's stopped. That's overflowing. That's drop water. That fish is on the floor. That's blown off.
Isn't it mad though when all that throughout the full year when you're going to work and doing whatever, everything just ticks along perfect until that one point where you've either left country or left town or left and gone somewhere else, and everything goes wrong. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Literally every time I go away, something or another happens, guaranteed.
That's kind of sod's law, but it's also there'd probably be little indicators to you that filter needs cleaning, or that's happening. But to the person looking after it, they ain't got a clue until that's over clean, that's done whatever, and then it'll just spirals into a
We
problem.
laugh on, must have been Monday or no, Tuesday it was. Got up in the morning in the polytunnel, one of them, because I was busy the day before and never got a chance to top it up. So I went into an auto clean and carried on doing the auto clean, went in there and everything had shut off and it dumped 8 inches of water. So having to go to the farm at 5 o'clock in the morning, turn the hose pipe on, left to go down the farm, and then I get a text message from Pam. Baby left the hose pipe on and turned it off. Yeah.
And Matt's got good hosepipe water because it isn't coming from a water company.
No, it's straight in there. Yeah, I'm not going to water ban here. After me last week as well saying Wessex Water have announced that the likelihood of them having a hose pipe ban is very unlikely because their stocks are good. What do Wessex Water do at the beginning of the week? Ban the hose pipe.
Mate.
Golden Dragon. What's that one? Is that a new one? Have I missed something?
It's a yellow dragon that's a bit more golden aspect. I don't know.
Tansho Showa or Kahaku? I love it when I ask that. What would be that number one fish that you would like in your pond? Tansho Showa or Kahaku? So you have two.
Bucks.
Number one and number two. Kanoko Target.
Actually, Jason, there's one that's turned up that's 65, 70 cm, a tanker shower in one of the tanks ready for next week.
Oh, it's just appeared.
Just appeared.
Akamatsuba. Do like them. And a Karashi guy.
A few of them about.
Richard Benikikikuru. Aragoki Asagi with a full zipper. Garomo. So there's a fair few different varieties there.
Mix going on.
You see, whenever I asked what would you like to see next week for the koi appreciation, I very rarely get any answers. So what we're going to do is pick one of these this evening. And that way then we'll get to see some nice fish, as well as that one individual that didn't have one that might inspire him to go out and purchase one. There you go. Achiba, Akamatsuba, Tansho, and Shisue. Helen, that's 4.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
That's a pondful.
That's a wish list, isn't it then? I'm guessing that's your wish list. Those are the next. Which would you go for first? Out of those, Achiba, Akamatsuba, Tansho, and Shisue, which would be your first one out of them? Then I'll get the answer to the question that I asked. A really nice Kajaku. Now then, out of all those, which would you have if you had a pond, Matt? Which would you be going for? Goshke Krashigoi, Tansho, Aragoki Asage, Red Kajaku, Achiba, Akamatsuba, Tansho, Shisue, Karashigoi, Goshke, Snow Asage, Sanke, Tansho Showa. God damn. Snow Asage. Which one out of those would you want to do a species pond with?
Becco.
You dickhead. Not even get mentioned.
Mate, I can supply enough Becco to fill a whole pond, hundreds of them.
Becco. Everybody mentioned Becco. Just
No one wants a Becco.
No, it's nuts. Like, just don't go at all. It's
Alan
like
T says Achiba.
it's like the last one you got there, Guamo.
Akamatsuba.
It's a really hard
Go
fish.
to the first one then.
I got 2 big Akamatsubas. What was the other one that you? Oh, and the
Right. Pensioner kois. Okay, a pure yellow koi. Thought that's what it was called. So as in yellow, which would be Yamabuki Ogon.
Got some belting ones of them.
Hell yeah,
Look
mate.
out.
It's some of those fry that I was seeing of a week. Is some of those get some good size on them. There's some beautiful gin on some of them. High quality Shuramuji. Rick can supply with a few of them and all.
He's got his own, hasn't he?
I'll take a Becco, Rick.
Mate, a few about.
Oh, the Becco's a good one to take to the show. You probably win whatever.
You
Pension
wait,
Christ
you
is
get
my
all your
senior
customers to
tournament.
take Becco's, and we'll change the rules, and Becco's that'll be no classification. What I don't get why Becco should be judged against Sankey in my head.
Rick's number one, Maritime Crimson Factor Kahaku. That's what Daniel would love. That would be his next choice of fish.
Joe might already have it. Who knows? He did rob me.
There's a good variety of different fish there. Pick us a fish out of them, what? That we haven't. In fact, tell you what, let's go for next week's koi appreciation. Let's go with the Goshke. Have we done the Goshke yet, have we? I can't. I've stopped writing them down. I forget.
Where you go.
It's a good while ago, isn't it?
Yeah. Find a good Goshke.
What's your opinion on one of these? A Kanoko, a Sage?
Good ones look amazing, but they change a bit, don't they? It's like golden corns, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm not so much of a fan on them. Not my cup of tea. A good one's really good, but it has to be good. But I've got to admit, I do really like a Snow Asagio, which was in that list as well. That would be, I think, out of the few fish that I would like, would either be a Garomo is one that I did want to get this season, but I haven't done. I've been trying to get hold of a Ginnerin Karashigoi, cheeky monkey, yellow monkey, whatever you want to class it as. And those two, for me, would probably be my go-to if I were going to do it. Or third one being a Snow Asage, because I genuinely did like that one that Rick did bred for us a couple of years ago, that the heron fecking it. But I think first choice, if I were going to have to choose out at three, I would probably say the Ginrin Karashigoi. I don't know, I just like a single colour.
I've got plenty, mate. Like plenty.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Like plenty. But I don't want a Tosai. I want a Nisai, or I want a Nisai pushing into 3-year-old sold to me as a.
I've got some of them 12 cm.
I want a Tosai price for a 3-year-old fish with a body to die for. How's that?
Rick's got one, and I can sort an Ichi certificate for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Can I have year of birth on it and everything? Falsify it.
What date do you want on that?
What you want. Whatever makes it cheapest. Whatever makes it youngest, closest to 56 cm, so I can sell the bastard on and make a fortune.
Are we going to look at some Shishui then?
Yes, we are, mate. We are gonna. To be fair, guys, if anybody does want to send one in, feel free to drop them in and do. I think for me, we got two, but I think, in my opinion, the one that I like the most.
We've only got two.
No,
you just said you only got two.
Why?
No, there's two that I think might tip the scales and win. But that's just my opinion, isn't it?
There's nothing like letting the crowd down before we start.
Oh, an Aragoki Koi. If you're watching, mate, I've got to watch that. I've got to watch that video. He's fished the manor. It's like rocking horse shit to get in there. They're sold out.
Which one? What, the manor with the big filly?
The one with a massive, great big, there's like a 60-odd pounder or something daft in there.
Yeah, but it's on his doorstep.
Yeah, no, but it's still difficult to get older, to get a date. To get it. It is. It's sold out for the rest of the year. It's done. And it's been sold out for like...
Corder managed to get 3 weeks on there doing some filming.
Oh, did?
Corder did the filming on there, didn't they?
Yeah. You just got to say you're a big YouTuber, guys, and tell her a lie. And
that'd be a fucking big lie.
Yeah, it's a big big lump though, isn't it? But it's the only big one kind of in there. It's unusual that it's it's one of Simo's, and so we've bred some of his fish of that line. So it's He's doing some big carp. Not quite as big as the ones they're doing in what's it called? RH Fisheries ones. They're mega units.
Try getting on Redmire.
That's full of pups, mate. It's literally full of little.
Is Redmire where John Wilson?
No, Chris Yates. The British record carp twice come from there.
Yeah, but I remember. I'm sure I can't remember what the series was, and it was on TV, and they were fishing there, and nobody had fished it.
Bob James and Chris Yates did it.
Yeah, and was it where he climbed up in the tree and caught? He was surface fishing, caught a fish, and then had to jump out the tree into the lake.
Yeah. So we caught the 50-pounder from there donkey's years. It was a 44-pounder caught from there that went to London Zoo.
Chris.
Passion for angling.
There we go. Right, ladies and gents. This week we were going to be having a look at
Carpfish.
The old
mirror carp, blue mirror carp. Yeah, well, okay. If someone's got that, they've won.
No, that I'm going to completely honest, guys. Just to give an example, I just ripped a picture off the internet, but that in itself is one hell of a nice fish, in it. That's a banger. But we have had a fair few sent in. But when you see this one, Scott Harpardy's Marasai 80 cm. That's a damn nice fish,
mate. If that was at the National, I've never seen a shishui that big. That's 80 centimeters, mate. That's I don't know.
That's mint, isn't it?
I'd like to see that swimming around in the pond.
Yeah, I'd like to see that moving around in a bowl. But that is wow. And I'm not going to say personally. I'm not going to say that for me is the best one yet. I mean, just an opinion, but
then it's
really did like one that was sent in. Look at that New Forest Koi Wonder.
Yeah, but it's compared to the last one, mate. It's not. What's going on there? It's quite unique. I'll give it that.
It is unique, mate. It is. It's got the gin in the scalation. It's got a little bit of what looks like blue to some of the big scales along the side, and then more of a Hana Shisui, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
different, though, isn't it?
It's certainly different compared to it's just chalk and cheese to the last one, isn't it?
And then again, Anthony Shepherd's got this from New Forest Koi, 20 cm in February, now 35 cm. Shut up. Again, would you consider that more of a Hana Shisui again, or would that be a straight Shisui, just heavy?
That's Hana Shisui because the belly's up. That's
nice.
That's a lot closer to the first one.
That's good.
Yeah.
You sound surprised, Rick.
Well, I don't know, that's quite good, isn't it?
That's first gen New Forest Koi Ginrin Shisui, that one. The one prior, Vince, yeah?
The Aragoki type one was. Yeah, well, that's good.
Craig says, Rick sold that for a tenner. I guarantee you probably did do, mate. Well, that's a nice fish. Nice, is it?
That's a couple of years away.
What do you reckon that is size-wise now? We're going to get a measure on.
He told us 35 centimetres, didn't he?
That looked bigger than 35. That looked like 40-odd then. Yeah, nice again.
Yeah. Now it looks as bigger than 40.
Paul Wynne Mills, the wife's growing show, as she calls it, 41 cm from New Forest Koi, from Koi Tubers.
New Forest Koi appreciation shishui going on. I know we do a lot of shishuis.
That's got the gin sparkle to it as well.
That's not bad either, is it?
No, that's nice.
I sound surprised.
Zip on that's really good, isn't it?
It's got a clean head, isn't it? That is.
Would you reckon though, Rick? These bits here, do you reckon that'll just
It's got some
secondary that, or do you reckon that'll back off?
No, I think that will sort of stay, but it's one of the Gimrin ones, isn't it? It's still pretty good.
Yeah.
If that first one hadn't turned up, these would all be all right, wouldn't they? Yeah. Nice clean head, nice balance. Like the scales on it are good.
Tom's put that's a stunner. That's one's ripped off the internet, mate. So I mean, that's literally. And then we've got Dennis Orchard, which again is that the Old Japan? Can't read that. It's too small. Is that the Old Japan Koi Show? First in size.
I can't even see it.
I can't read what that says. How about? Let's see if we can. See if we can. It'll probably go a bit more blurry, but. Yes, son of a bitch.
It's quite nice there. I like the bigger.
It is. I think that says Old Japan Koi Show. I'm not 100% sure though.
No, it says all koi. I don't think it's not the All Japan.
Awesome.
All koi for sale.
All European Online Koi Show. It says it there in top line. So it's the All European Online Koi Show.com, and it came first in size.
It's nice.
But it's better when you get there yourself, isn't it? Tom Churchill's a bit of the old chunky bruiser. Not the best photo, Tom.
Tom's photography.
You're getting there, though.
If you got any closer to the camera, it'd be in it.
Tom.
That's an older fish, that one, isn't it?
Now then, I don't know if this gets disqualified, but I guess.
That's nice. A Ginrin Chisui, mate. Proper.
That is a proper Ginrin Chisui. At first, when I saw that on my phone, I was like, oh, is that not an Aragoki Asagi? But it's not, is it? It is a Ginrin Chisui. Just a little bit light on the belly.
Yeah, but if it only comes to the lateral line, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
My issues, it needs to be whiter in the head, but it's not bad.
A younger fish, though.
Yeah.
Still a chance to whiten up a bit more.
We say it's still Tosai. It's in its third year of Tosai-ness. I've got to let it drop. 16, 17, just count.
And I think
there's an Asagi behind it, but yeah, that's quite cool.
Yeah, that's what made me think. I thought they were a pair of Asagis. Like, did somebody else just post another one?
Yeah, guys, there's more in there. There's 11 fish showing up, but you've only got a fraction of them.
Oh, yeah, most relevant. Let's go to all comments. There we go. So we've got that one. Sally's. Did we see that one we did?
Or Sally's.
Oh, that's fucking nice. Oh, Matthew Howes. No wonder he was encouraging me to look. No wonder he was encouraging me to look further, wasn't he? There was, yeah.
There's still more.
Oh, it's a bit hazy. What's going on there?
Full screen.
It's weird.
Got to have the full zipper, mate.
What we're saying, we're disqualifying him for not having a full zip.
Not disqualifying him, just the top one, that one.
Now, this should be the zip bit. If it weren't Ginrin, should it be like a slate blue then in colour? Because sometimes they just look like a bluey grey. Sometimes they're offish colours, aren't they? And just
yeah, they're sort of almost want to be black, don't they? There's a sumi in them through the scales, but that's the only place you see it.
Why is it jumping all over the place?
Pixelate it, Matt, using no camera.
Why is it jumping up? I mean, mate, that's your filming. What do you want me to say?
I don't know, because when I play it on...
Oh,
Jesus Christ, man.
What's going on there?
that's the 35 cm one. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There they go. There's a picture of the fish. Oops, actually in his pond as well from Scott too. That's a good sized fish, isn't it?
It's a cracker. To be fair, though, look at the other fish. The other fish in the pond look all right as well, don't they?
They do, don't they? You can use that picture 3 times. If we did Tancho, Kahaku, Sankey, and Kahaku.
Is that a Kajaku or a Goshki in the background?
That's hang about. You tell me. I'm saying that's Tancho Kajaku.
Tancho Kajaku.
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon it's Tancho Goshki now. Changed my mind. I want to go Genji. Anyways.
Right. So that's the first ones that we've had sent in there. And then we've got, obviously, I mean, that was demonstration purposes, guys. So
that's
the other ones that we've got.
Why would you put that on there?
Why not? We're nice fish. Anthony Morris. Ooh. New Forest Koi, 37 cm. That's nice too, man.
Best Deutz.
Best Deutz. That's a good fish, that, Tony. And then we've got.
Really? He's done all right with that?
Yeah. We've got 1 more, 2 more. We'll go for. That's Lee's.
I quite like that.
Me too, I know, mate. I salted him.
Could you have a broader front of the head? Other than that, it's nice, isn't it? I seem to remember that fish being sold somewhere.
Yeah, on here. Nice fish, that Lee. Proper like it.
Yeah, that line of scales is mega, isn't it?
Yeah. And then we've got one which I particularly thought was very nice as well. We'll go with the still picture first.
Yeah.
I like that.
For me, this was the one that I personally, my choice, was my favourite out of the batch. And I guess you could probably all see as to why. For me, it's got a bit more of that skylight blue on it, and I really like that. I keep saying to Rick, I want him to do me one just blue. I think just get rid of all the orange. I just want a blue one.
So that line of scales is
that zip is mint, man.
Yeah.
How did that not win Best Deutz at the National, eh?
I honestly don't know, mate, because that is a great zip, and that is a great Deutsch fish.
Who's dirty right out the sack going?
For me, Vince, I mean, just because of that's how I would like one. If I were going to pick one, that's the amount of orange that I would want to see on it. Less so.
But the difference is, though, that's nice, but matey's 80 centimetre one.
Oh, yeah.
Different mustard.
Just the pattern wise and colour variation to that for me is by far the best that I like.
Look after that, Vince. A couple of years' time, that could do all right.
Yeah. And something else just pinged then. I don't think that will back to the Facebook.
None of them are like that, though, are they?
Oh, that's a clunker too, isn't it? That's got one hell of a zip on it too. It's like a double row of them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that.
And I think, ladies and gents,
don't show mine then. All right.
Oh shit! Sorry.
It's all right. To be fair, it doesn't compare to this lot. does it?
Again, Hannah, yeah?
Yeah.
That'd be a male.
Yeah, that's a male. That could be the male to the Vinces and Tonys, to be fair. And a lot of the others that we've seen tonight.
The bunny over the eye is cute, isn't it?
Oh, do you know what? I really saw a fish in that lot that you were pulling out in Vince's video today. The Shuru Otsuri with the blue eyes, man. God damn. Those eyes stood out like something else on that fish. And there we go. A little still photograph.
Of a male. But yeah, there's that doesn't compare to some of them we've seen, does it?
So which would be your go-to fish then?
The
For this week's winner.
That's what, mate.
That is mint, isn't it?
Yes.
That is stunning.
No, yeah, any show in the world that'd do all right. That's just.
But fish of the future.
Fish of the future, Vince's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one, Vince.
I don't know because most of them are mine, aren't they? I can't back them, so I got someone else's. Don't know. I quite like the one above it in the basket with the big scales. To be fair,
Eric's, yeah, that's nice too, man. Eric Gorman's.
but yeah, so that's a variety we can sort of compete with, isn't it? I mean, obviously that's better than mine, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, no. Rocket Boy says, I would have sent mine, but it jumped out of the pond after the national. As in dead jumped out of the pond or just damage jumped out of the pond. Don't say dead.
I think that was the dead one.
Ah, shit. And Matt's just re-entered his entry.
Yeah, just see if it does play the same way.
And the hope that he perhaps maybe gets second place.
I just want to do a test because it's maybe the way that I record. No, see, it's still doing it. So would that make a difference?
What you seeing there? Because to me, playing on my second monitor, that looks perfectly normal.
No, that's doing like a second move and then stop for 2 seconds and then off again.
Is that what it looks like to everybody else, or does that look normal? Because it looks normal to me.
It's all grainy for a start, and it
starts. Shit. Yeah. Is that the only one that stop starts? Brown.
Yeah. I just wonder whether it's I've recorded it in HD, and I wonder whether that's the problem.
I think it's got the internet. I'm going to show you again if I have to, or I must.
Because to me now, Rick's fallen asleep. Yeah, he's disappeared.
Rick's literally gone.
He was like,
no, it's not my internet. It's not. Look, I mean, all right, yes, it's a little slower than what it normally is, but my internet is coming in at 833 Mbps. That's almost a gig internet, and that's what I'm sending it to you with, which is 900 and odd. So it definitely ain't my internet. I think it's got to be tonight. I'm going to have to put it down to StreamYard issues. I shall send them a strong worded email. There, 989 Mbps upload. That's what I'm uploading this to from StreamYard to YouTube. You don't get much more faster than that, guys. And we've lost Rick. He's like gone.
He's probably gone off to find 50p.
So it's telling you lies, guys. It's definitely not, Jessica. It's not. The internet does not lie. It only answers what you want to hear.
Unless you ask ChatGPT and then you correct it and it goes, yes, you are right.
You're right.
Thank you for correcting me.
Did I go wrong there? And he is back. There we go.
Oh,
Right then. Go.
what happened there?
You timed out, put 50 pence back in meter and rejoined us. I've got no idea, mate. This. Oh, hang about. We might have another one here. Amanda's going in for a.
It's a good time for a wee break. Or was it just me that dropped out?
It was just you. Yeah. Amanda slipped a quick one in. Actually, there might be a few more now. I've actually thought about looking at
it. We've shut down.
Another New Forest coil up.
That's cute.
With a little message that pops up saying, New Forest Koi, I want you. So that's the first one. Is there any more in there? There isn't all. Feck's sake. Mary Louise Spears. Is this another? Oh. Another Hannah Shisui. Way more popular. A Hannah Shisui than a standard, isn't it?
So that's jumping as well, guys.
Fecking internet schwank.
Oh, Rick's gone again.
Does my tattoo count? As a goshki, yeah.
It's Goshki.
But not as a Hannah Shisui or a Shisui. But it does count as a goshki. That's a pretty good tattoo, though.
It is. Good one.
Those so people posting in last week's bit. Hey ups, they're all coming in now. What's this one going to be? I just said I was late to the party. This was, but that's still a goshki. That's black and red, as opposed to black and orange. So if you were doing you a hiatsura, you want to turn around and say, "I need my money back, mate." Although it is a very good coin.
Guys, go back onto the last week's one and play my video from last week and see if it jumps. Because we know last week it was good. Yeah, it's doing exactly the same freezing. Yeah. So it's got to be
it's going to be StreamYard. It's got to be. All I can do is apologise, guys, and let you all know that I've got a nice hammer I can lend you guys. I've got a £15 sledgehammer out there in shed. I'll just come and bash it with that. Well, seeing as though everything's running really bad, and Rick now has just said, I don't know what's going on, but my internet's gone to shit too. We shall pick a fish for next week's koi appreciation. And I think we'll go with, as soon as we just had one sent in for a tattoo, we'll go with goshki. No, we won't go with goshki. Because we've had them, haven't we? I'm sure we've already done it before. Vince, pick us a fish for koi appreciation. And if you want, you can come and join us next week and give us your verdict on which one you like the most for the fish that you picked. Don't leave us in suspenders too long. Alan Tate says Becco. That's not a bad shout, actually, because we haven't done a Becco.
No, but you ain't going to have many entries either, are you?
Because you get none at shows. I've actually got one. I could put one in. It's just never really fucking grown. But I do have one. Yeah, why not? Feck it. Becco. Becco it is. Thank you very much, Alan Tate. Appreciate that. We'll go next week. And I'll make it so that we've got a variety, because I know Vince has got a Becco too. Good man, that works out perfect. Next week's koi appreciation, ladies and gents, with Becco, and we'll go all types and varieties of.
As it's Alan's choice next week, how about Alan come on and give us his verdict of each one?
The gauntlet has been laid out there, Mr. Tate. If you would like to come on and join us next week and give us your verdict on which one you think is the best one, and if you want to bring anything else to the table, you're more than welcome, mate. Invites there. I shall send you a link. It's entirely up to yourself if you join us or not. But usual thing, guys, if you've been enjoying this kind of content, do us a huge favour. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And until next time, guys, keep smiling, and we'll catch you same time, same place next week. Good night, all.
Take care.
This is the bit where we're supposed to wave continuously, Matt. This has been one hell of an experience. Have a look at that. New change in the garden. I made a little secret area. Into the little bush. So you can sit inside. And the other pond.